Hello and Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mirza Haider Ali Bey, and today I am going to be demonstrating on how to develop a game using Unity. All of us know that video games have started to dominate the entertainment industry nowadays, and the majority of us want to learn how to make a simple game. To our surprise, it is way easier than most of us would expect. Today, I am going to be demonstrating to make a video game by using Unity. Unity is a cross-platform game development software in which beginners can easily learn game development and experts can create high-end profitable games using either pre-made assets or C# programming. Several development kits are available on the Unity Asset Store to help developers make a unique and impressive game. This is how our game is going to look once we accomplish our goal. We will extremely tone down the project, and it will not be as similar as this one because we'll be making a basic representation of what we're going to learn during this project and a basic layout of the environment. To download the 2D game kit, we have to visit the Unity Asset Store. Once we're at the Asset Store, we have to type 2D game kit in the search bar and then search. We'll be clicking on the first result that we get, which is the 2D game kit. We click on it and then we are shown an option to add to our assets. Now, just click on this option and an initial setup will begin. I will not do this as I already have installed this asset into my Unity hub, but it is a really simple process. So this is the 2D game kit menu. On the left side, we've got our project details. On the bottom, we've got our discovery menu, and on the right side, we've got a little tutorial or a guide to guide us through how to make a game on the 2D game kit. And on the middle, this is where the magic happens. This is where we can create our own environment and make it to the way that we want it to be. And we can also test it out in this screen. The scene view is where we can edit our game, and the game view is where we can play our game. So let's give the game view a little try. Now, as you can see that now our character can walk and interact with the environment. With the WASD, our character Ellen can move in different directions. She can crouch. With space, she can jump. With O and K, she can attack. So this, and on the left, top left side, we've got our health bar. When this runs out, the game is over. So this was our game view. Now let's go on to scene, and we'll just the first thing that we're going to go through is how to make tiles. So the basic pattern that we're going to follow is that first we'll uh, learn how to make some tiles, then we'll learn how to erase them, and then we're gonna learn how to fill out an entire area with tiles. The second thing that we're going to learn is how to add movable palettes or tiles into our game to make the game more difficult, because no one wants to play a game that is way easy, because then the user will eventually lose interest. So the second thing, movable tiles. The third thing, enemy types. We're going to add enemies into our environment to make it even more difficult to maneuver. And the last thing that we're going to add are acid pits and spikes into our environment. Uh, at the end, we're going to test out our little project to see that it's working to the way that we want it to. So let's start out by placing some tiles. Go on to the window tab, press 2D and tile palette. This is the tile palette menu. Over here, we've got two options, which is the alien planet and the grassy green bush. So we're gonna take the bush and press the left key on the mouse on it. And then if we go on to the scene view, you can see that if we press left again, we will begin to add more tiles like so. So step one clear. Now, if we want to erase anything from our environment. For example, let me place a line here. Okay, now if we don't want this tile to be here, or we want to change how it looks, we can just simply press on the eraser icon and then left click on the tiles to remove it. As you can see, now I'm removing every tile. Okay, now step number 3 is how to fill a large area with the same type of tiles. For example, we create an outline here like so. Now we want to reduce the work effort that we put in, and we want to fill in the entire area with a single click. So this can be accomplished by pressing on the bucket image and then right clicking here. As you can see, we've now covered the entire area. So now let's go on to game view and check if Ellen can move around this environment. As you can see, now Ellen can easily maneuver on the new tiles that we've placed here. Let's get back to the scene view. Now the second thing that we wanted to do was place movable palettes. So we're gonna do that. But the first thing that you need to understand is if we press the right button on our mouse and keep on pressing it in the scene view, and then if we drag our mouse, we can change the camera layout of our game. So let's put the camera here, and now let's add our movable tiles. So go on to assets in the discovery menu, click on 2D game kit, click on prefabs, then interactables, and then moving palettes. Now we've got a moving palette and we're gonna put it right here. Okay, so you must be noticing the green and red arrows around the movable tile. These are to indicate what will be the direction of the tile when the game starts and it starts to move. To shorten or to increase or decrease the length of the path that the movable tile will take, we can just click on the red arrow and either increase it or decrease it. In our case, we're going to decrease it till here, and we can use the upper arrow to make either a diagonal line or any kind of horizontal lines. Horizontal, vertical, diagonal, the choice is on the person making the game. We're just going to place it here, and now we've got a movable tile. So we'll add some more tiles here so that we have a place to maneuver to. I think that this will be fine. Okay, so now let's test out our movable tiles. If we go on to the game menu and start the game, you can see that there is now an movable tile in our game. If we are to fall down, then the game will crash because we have not yet put any sort of obstacles beneath the level. So what we're gonna do is go on back to the scene view, add some more tiles here so that it is a little bit easier to accomplish. And now we're gonna add enemy types. So go on to assets, click on 2D game kit, prefabs, enemies, and now we've got two types of enemies, the chomper and the spitter. The chomper basically is a close range enemy which can attack once you're in the proximity of its radius, and the spitter is another enemy that can throw projectiles onto our character Ellen. So let's try to use both of them. We place the chomper here and the spitter here. Now let's go on to game view and check if these enemies will interact with us. See, as you can see that they are now moving. So let's defeat them and go on to the next enemy like so, and press. See, this enemy is going to attack using a projectile. Now we've defeated this enemy too. The game still is pretty easy because this is a basic project that we're trying to accomplish, but anyone can try to make it even more harder as per their need. So now let's make it a bit more harder by adding multiple uh, uh, obstacles in the way of our environment. Go to assets, go to 2D game kits, prefabs, environment, and then we've got the option of acid and spikes. So what the acid does is once you fall into the pit of acid, your character is going to have to start from the beginning. But if you are to go into a spike, then it's not of great concern because you're gonna lose a life obviously, but you're gonna continue from the place where you left off. So this is our acid pit, and we're going to add a spike here, 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 and here. Now the game is even more difficult than before. Let's give uh, maybe we can add some here. See, now we can say that our little project is complete. This was just to give you a little idea of how the Unity 2D game kit works. So now let's try out our game and see what we've accomplished. Okay, first you can see that if I go too close to this enemy, he's going to attack. So we're just going to take him out. Then I'll demonstrate what will happen if we go into the acid pit. As you can see, our character loses a life here, but we started from the beginning. So let's continue. Let's first face the next enemy. As you can see that it can throw projectiles on us, so we're gonna take him out too. Now we've got one more life left. So I told you at the beginning, if we lose all our lives, then the game will end. So I'll demonstrate the last type of uh, obstacle that we have in our game, the spikes. As you can see, after we hit the spikes, the game ends and we have to start all over again. So this was pretty much it for the 2D game kit, and now our project is basically complete. This is a very simple project just to make sure that you have grasped all the steps necessary to make an easy game. With further practice and experience, you will be able to learn even more development kits and will surely make some games which can be profitable for you. This is also a great exposure to the world of game design if you want to pursue a career in it. That is all from me for now, and surely you've gotten the hang of Unity. Thank you.